जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शुतर शुत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत साई महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत शिशुमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शुतर शुत शिशुमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्री गौरक्षोरस बाबूजी महाराज की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट नित्याल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ साई नित्याल प्रविष्ट श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबूजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानु गौरी गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल व्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंग देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाय की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशुमार शिल भक्ति जीवन जनार्दन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। तदीय शुभ तिरुभाव तिथि की जय। जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रीनिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि Hare Krishna. Yeah, let's do a short Jayadvani and then, sorry, Mangalacharan, and then we'll begin. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tarbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutte Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Tavai vasmi na jivami tvaya vina eti vigyaya devi tvam nayamam charanantikam. Bhaktya vihina aparad lakshay क्षिप्ताश्च कामादितराङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वं शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranams, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, and Nitai Mukeshji. And I don't know, let's see who's on YouTube and Facebook. I don't see any comments yet. I see some devotees are there though. So if you write a comment, I'll know who you are. I'm guessing Ganga Mataji is there, Indira Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji. And also pranams to all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jayadev Prabhu, Krishna Rose, Ananda Pradayini, Vrinda Didi, and everybody else. Hare Krishna. So I am doing this reading from the ISKCON Retreat Center. I just got the Wi-Fi password for the office here, and I can't find a chair, so I'm just standing. Anyhow, so today is a very auspicious day. It is the disappearance day of Nitya Pravishta Shishimad Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Yeah, we know Srila Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Gosvāmī Mahārāja was a very close friend of Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Like they grew up together. They're both going to the Thakur Bhakti Vinod Institute, I think, together. Because he's also a disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, and I think they're similar age. So, yeah. Actually, there's some very sweet stories of maybe I can find them, and then we can read those also. But today, also, Srila Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Gosvāmī Mahārāja had a very intimate relationship with our Srila Gurudeva. And on his, I think it was after his disappearance in, I don't know, I think it was around 1980, early 80s, I think. But yeah, when he disappeared, then our Srila Gurudeva wrote a little booklet. And so we translated that booklet and we have it in two parts. So we're going to read the first part now, and then in a few days, it will be his appearance day. And so then we'll read the second part on his appearance day. And this is all on purebhakti.com. Where is it? Oh, here. Hey, it says everybody disappeared. Anyhow. Just want to make sure I sent this on WhatsApp into both groups. Yes, I did. Okay. Okay, so an offering of transcendental memories. And I want to see in the book, a true servant, a true master. A true servant. How come it's not coming up? A true master. For some reason, the book's not coming up. It's weird. Here, let's try it like this. Oops. Sorry. 1 second, guys. Okay, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. We'll just read this now. And then. An offering of transcendental memories of Prapuja Charan Ashtotarashatashi Srimad Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Gosvāmī Mahārāja, Part 1, by Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosvāmī Mahārāja. His reverence for my Guru Pad Padma. Once, my most worshipable Guru Pad Padma, Ashtotarashatashi Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosvāmī Mahārāja, accompanied by 5 or 6 sannyasis and 10 to 12 brahmacharis, arrived at Sri Gaurvani Vinod Ashram in Subhashpali, Kharagpur, West Bengal. Pujapad Srimad Bhaktivedanta Vaman Maharaj, Pujapad Srimad Bhaktivedanta Trivikram Maharaj, and the prominent sannyasis and brahmacharis of Sri Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti were present with Srila Gurupad Padma. The founder of that ashram, Pujapad Srimad Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Mahārāja, had made grand arrangements for the Vyas Puja of his most worshipable Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Shishimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosvāmī Prabhupada. Many Vaishnavas gathered for the festival. At the beginning of the function, the disciples of Pujapad Janārdana Maharaj came, on the order of their Gurudev, to offer flowers at the lotus feet of my Gurudev, Ashtatarashata Shishimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, who was seated on a beautifully decorated seat. Srila Gurudev directed them to offer flowers at the lotus feet of their Gurudev, Tridandi Swami Srimad Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Maharaj, saying, in regard to worship, it is the injunction of the scriptures to first perform Archan Puja of the lotus feet of one's own Sri Gurupad Padma, followed by worship of the feet of one's Param Guru, the Grand Spiritual Master, the Guru Parampara, and then Sri Bhagavan. Bhagavan has personally stated, Pratamam tu Gurum Pujyam, Tataschaiva Mamarshanam, Kurvan Siddhim Avapnoti, Yanyata Nishphalam Bhavit. That's Hari Bhakti Vilas 4.344. The meaning is, one must always worship one's guru first. Pratamam tu Guru Pujam. And only then worship me. If one follows this process properly, one will naturally attain all perfection. But if one neglects this process, everything will be fruitless. Therefore, it is inappropriate to transgress this traditional rule. So that was what our Param Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Keshav Goswami Maharaj said to his disciples. After that, Paramaradhya Gurudev also instructed his most dear Srimad Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Maharaj to first receive Archan, Pujan, and Pushpanjali from his disciples. Then Pujapad Srimad Janārdana Maharaj regarded my Guru Pad Padma as his Shiksha Guru. Therefore, without any hesitation, he followed his instruction. His disciples proceeded to joyfully and splendidly worship their Gurudev with 16 articles, Shodashopachar, and offer Pushpanjali. They offered flowers at his feet. Thereafter, in great jubilation, they all offered flowers at the feet of my Gurudev and received his merciful blessings. Throughout his life, whenever Pujapad Janārdana Maharaj remembered this incident, he would always mention, with tears in his eyes, my Guru Pad Padma's magnanimity, parental affection for his followers, his expertise in Bhakti Siddhanta, and his Guru Nishta. There's a picture of Srila Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Goswami Maharaj. A Rasik and Bhavuk Vaishnav, Bhakta. I first had the darshan of Pujapad Maharaj in 1947 when I came to Sri Devananda Gaudiya Math, the main math of Sri Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti. Then he was a Naishtika Brahmachari. It was around that time that he established his illustrious math in Kharagpur. He came to perform Sri Dham Navadvip Parikrama under the guidance of my Guru Pad Padma, bringing with him some faithful pilgrims from Sri Shamananda Gaudiya Math, Medinipur. While on the Parikrama, Srila Guru Pad Padma would occasionally order him to speak Harikatha, and as he would listen to that Harikatha, Srila Guru Pad Padma would become supremely elated. Pujapad Srimad Janārdana Maharaj's name at that time was Sri Anantaram Brahmi. It was from my spending that time in his company that our relationship gradually began to thicken. He was endowed with all the qualities befitting a Vaishnava. His natural disposition was to be sweetly spoken, humble, tolerant, never wanting respect for himself, and always ready to give respect to others. He was well versed in scriptures like Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Ujjvala Nilamani, Lalit Madhav, Vidagdha Madhav, Stavamala, Stavavali. Sorry, there's a sannyasi walking by. Ujjvala Nilamani, Lalit Madhav, Vidagdha Madhav, Stavamala, Stavavali, and the Vaishnav, Sri Vaishnav Toshini and Sarartha Darshini commentaries on Srimad Bhagavatam by Srila Sanatana Gosvāmī. He wrote the Vaishnav Toshini, and Srila Vishwanath Thakur is the Sarartha Darshini. And Sri Baladev Vijibhushan's Govinda Bhashya, and he was firmly established in the perfect conclusions, the Siddhanta of Vaishnavism. He was perpetually engaged in speaking Harikatha. Notably, he was a Rasik and Pabuk Bhakta. As a regulation, he would daily worship Tulsi, behold Arati, mark his whole body with the name of his worshipable goddess, Srimati Radhika, and lovingly recite stavas and stutis. His exclusive mood of service to Sri Radha. In his Harikatha, I have particularly observed that he was a Sri Rupanuga Vaishnavacharya. On the aforementioned Vyas Puja festival, daily at the time of Brahma Muhurta, I noticed how he would recite with intense love stavas and stutis like Shri Radhikashtakam, Shri Gandharva Sampartanashtakam, Shri Vishakanandada Bhitastutram, Shri Utkanta Dashakam, Shri Chatu Pushpanjali, Shri Karpanya Panjikastotram, Shri Utkalika Vallari, Shri Radha Kundashtakam, and Shri Govardhanvas Prarthana Dashakam. When I heard him do this, extreme faith in these stavas and stutis arose within me, and from then on, following his footsteps, I began to recite them. By constantly being in pure association, satsanga, my faith in them increasingly developed. And this is a practice that my Gurudev followed daily, forever, I guess from this time. But who inspired it was Srila Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Gosvāmī Mahārāja. But yeah, in my Gurudev's room, you can ask his sevaks. I remember Madhubha, we would like sometimes listen behind the door, and at like 3 o'clock in the morning, he would go through all these different ashtakams, Lalita Ashtakam, Gandharva Sampartanashtakam, all these different stotrams and stavas and stutis. But when I heard them do this, extreme faith in these stavas and stutis arose within me, and from then on, following his footsteps, I began to recite them. So today also, if we want to do something to honor Srila Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Gosvāmī Mahārāja, we can recite all these stavas and stutis, following his example. Okay. I had heard that among Krishna's Ragatmika associates, the gopis are topmost. Among them, some have the same affection. They have samasneha for Radha and Krishna. Some have more affection for Krishna, Krishna snehadika, and others have more affection for Shri Radha, Shri Radha snehadika. Shri Radha snehadika. Among the Shri Radha snehadika, the gopis headed by Shri Rupa Manjari are foremost, and the Raganuga sadhaks under their guidance are foremost among sadhaks. I have observed this mood in Pujapad Janārdana Mahārāja. When he would explain the following verses in his Harikatha, his internal exclusive mood of servitude to Shri Radha, Radha Dasya, would thoroughly manifest. And now he's going to go through all these different verses. Okay, let's go through them. So this is the second verse of the Sri Gandharva Sampartanashtakam by Rupa Goswami. Adevika kubharagargadaya dyavacha yache nipatya bhuvidandavar urvatati asya prasadam abudasya janasya kritva kandarvike nijagane kanana videhi. O Devi Gandharvika, today, in utter desperation, I throw myself on the grounds like a stick. Filled with great distress, I implore you with a choked voice to be merciful to this fool and count me as one of your own. Tavaivasmi, Tavaivasmi, na jivami taya vina. Ete vigyaya devi tvam nayamam charanantike. That's Śrīla Kusmanjali, verse 96. Hey Devi Shri Radhike, I am yours, I am yours. I cannot live without you. Knowing this, please give me a place at your lotus feet. Asha Bharai Ramrita Sindhu Mayai Katanchit Kalo Mayati Gamita Kila Sampratangi Tvam Chet Kripa Mai Vidasyasi Naiva Keme Pranay Vrajena Chavaroru Pikarinati. That's Shri Vilap Kusmanjali, verse 102. O Varoru Radha, it is rare to fulfill my hope. Sorry, it is as rare to fulfill my hope as it is to attain an ocean of nectar. But I pass my days greatly longing to fulfill it. Now you must give mercy to this poor, unhappy person. What to speak of my life? Everything, my residing in Braj, and even my service to Krishna, is useless without your mercy. Bhajami Radham Aravinda Netram Smarami Radham Madhura Smitasyam Vadami Radham Karuna Baradram Tato Mamanyasti Gatir Nakapi. So that's from the Vishakananda Dapita Stotram 131. Oh, I worship Srimati Radhika, who has lotus petal eyes. I remember Srimati Radhika, whose face is sweetly smiling. And I speak of her, whose heart is melting with compassion. My life has no other purpose than serving her. Now here's a verse from Shri Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, verse 39. Venum karani patitam skalitam shikandam Vrashtam chapita vasanam vrajarajasuna Yasya kataksha sharaghata vimurchitasya Tang radhikam paricharami kadarasena. When with Ras will I serve Shri Radha, whose arrow-like sidelong glance causes Shri Nandanandan to faint, the flute to fall from his hands, the peacock feather crown to slip from his head, and his yellow cloth to fall from his body. And also, same Radha Rasa Nidhi, verse 8. Yat kinkarishu bahusha khaluka kuvani nityam parasya purushasya shikhandamole tasya kadara sanide vrishabhanujayas tatkeli kunja bhavanangana Marjani Syam. Oh, I'm doing an online reading. Um, O daughter of Rishabhanu Maharaj, ocean of Ras, that beautiful boy who wears a gracefully tilting peacock feather in his hair is actually the original personality of Godhead. Still, he is always falling at the feet of your maidservants and pitifully begging them with many humble words to gain entrance into your kunj, where the two of you engage in your playful, loving pastimes. My life would be successful if I could be even one stick in the broom of your maid's. My life would be successful if I could even be one stick in the broom your maidservants use to clean your delightful kunj. Bhaktim na Krishna charane na karomi chartim Radha padambujaraja kanasahasena Tasya driganchala nipata vishesha veta Daiva dayam karishyati dasi sorry Daiva dayam karishyati dasi buddhim. Seems like there's a syllable missing. That's from the Radhikashtakam of Srila Narahari Sarkar Thakur, verse 6. And there isn't a translation for this. I think uh, I can't make a translation on the spot. I mean we could, yeah, I'm just gonna continue on anyhow. So his affection for Vaishnavas and his cows. Almost 15 years ago, at the special request of Pujapad Janārdana Maharaj, Pujapad Vaman Maharaj and I went to see him at Sri Gauravani Vinod Ashram. We were all charmed by the way he served Vaishnavas and the example he set by doing so. His darling Kalindi, Ganga, Shamala, and other cows would be standing on the veranda, yearning for his affection. He had so much fondness for him. And I think there's another, I think Srila Gurudeva will give another description of his relationship with his cows. This section is important. Raganuga and Rupanuga. One second, let me just see if anybody else has joined on YouTube or Facebook. Ah, it's not working. Can't click on anything. Oh well. If anybody joined, pranams. Okay, so okay. Yes, he just came by. I just said that for pranams. Okay. So Raganuga and Rupanuga. One day, he, Srila Bhakti Jivan Janārdana Maharaj, very affectionately said to me, he said, tell me, what is Sri Raganuga and Sri Rupanuga? Are they the same, or does each contain a speciality? I have asked many Vaishnavas, but I was not fully satisfied by their answers. When I heard his question, at first I felt somewhat hesitant to give an answer before someone so well versed in Siddhanta. However, at his repeated insistence, and upon Pujapad Vaman Maharaj's indication, I, like a student under examination, said, according to what I have heard from Sri Guru and Vaishnavas, and from what I have understood from continuous study of Bhakti Granthas, my firm conviction is that if those who develop agree to attain the beauty of the services and moods of the eternally perfect associates in Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhur Ras, as described in the Ras Shastras Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and Ujjvala Nilamani, and perform sadhan bhajan following the eternally perfect moods that nitya siddha bhav of one of those associates out of longing to attain the beauty of those services and moods. They are called Raganuga sadhaks. However, those who have developed agreed to follow in the footsteps of Sri Rupa Gosvāmī. And this is not just, following Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, but really following his innate form, his swarup, engaged in serving Radha and Krishna, and accordingly, his eternally perfect and meticulous skill in performing Yugala Seva, his greater affection for Sri Radha, his Sri Radha Snehadika Bhav, as well as his other moods, and out of an ardent longing to attain the above stated moods, perform sadhan bhajan accordingly, they alone are Rupa Nuga sadhaks. Okay, so that just to repeat, because this is important. They develop a greed to follow the footsteps of the innate form, the sarup of Rupa Goswami. So that's Rupa Manjari, who's engaged in serving Radha and Krishna, and his eternally perfect and meticulous skill in performing Yugala Seva, his greater affection for Sri Radha Snehadika Bhav, as well as his other moods, these moods of Rupa Manjari. So out of an ardent longing to attain the above-mentioned moods, if they perform sadhan bhajan accordingly, they alone are Rupa Nuga sadhaks. As an associate of Sri Gaur, Sri Rupa Goswami has performed sadhan bhajan in his form as a sadhak, and in his pure spiritual form, his Shuddha Sharir, as Rupa Manjari, he serves Srimati Radhika in partiality to her. Only those who follow Sri Rupa in this way, in both of these moods, are Rupanuga. There's a special consideration in this regard. Every Rupanuga is Raganuga, but not every Raganuga is Rupanuga. The Gurudeva would say that over and over again. He really emphasized that point. So hearing this, Pujapad Maharaj became overwhelmed with emotion and said, "Today I have become extremely delighted to hear your deliberation on this. It is what I wanted to hear. Prior to this, no one has so clearly presented to me such a fully perfect and conclusive discernment on this topic." So, translated by Rays of the Harmonist team from the Viraha Smarak Prakashana. It's a little booklet. So this is the first half, and we'll read the second half in a few days from now. My computer is going really slow for some reason, but I wanted to also read some things. Maybe we can find it on Facebook like this. Facebook, there are some beautiful memories with the Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Goswami Maharaj. So let me just search. Oops, 1 second. Let's see. Yeah, I think I can search my own page. Let's see. Yes, I can. Search. Okay, so Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana. I'll just type in that, and that should bring it up. Oh, I didn't type in. Okay, so let's read some stories. Here's one with Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Goswami Maharaj. See there's a sweet picture of Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Goswami Maharaj sitting together. Okay, so go and accept Harinam and Diksha from Srila Janārdana Goswami Maharaj. So this is a memory of Shripad Bhaktivedanta Siddhanti Maharaj from Sri Devananda. This is from Shripad Bhaktivedanta Siddhanti Maharaj from Sri Devananda Gaudiya in Navadvip. Shripad Bhaktivedanta Siddhanti Maharaj, previously Patita Pavan Das, is a disciple of Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj. Okay, so it's translated by Rays of the Harmonist team. Once, Guru Maharaj, Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj, was present at the annual festival of Shri Gaur Vani Vinod Ashram, established by Srila Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Goswami Maharaj. was a disciple of Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada in Kharagpur, West Bengal. Srila Guru Maharaj had a very profound friendship with Srila Janārdana Goswami Maharaj. A disciple of Srila Guru Maharaj, who also lived in Kharagpur, had recently married. Knowing that Srila Guru Maharaj was visiting Kharagpur, he came to Srila Guru Maharaj's room on the third floor of the ashram. He brought with him his newly wedded wife, so she could receive darshan and blessings of Srila Guru Maharaj and also receive mantras from him. He and his wife offered pranam to Guru Maharaj, and the disciple introduced his wife to him. Guru Maharaj understood why he had brought his wife and spoke directly to his wife. You want to do Harinam? Very good. Go and accept Harinam and Diksha from Srila Janārdana Goswami Maharaj. Having received this order from Srila Guru Maharaj, that disciple, along with his wife, went to the room of Srila Janārdana Goswami Maharaj on the second floor of the ashram. He offered pranam to him, and informing him of the instruction that Srila Guru Maharaj had just given him, requested him to bestow Harinam and Diksha upon his wife. Srila Janārdana Goswami Maharaj said to him, Baba, you should again go to your Guru Maharaj, Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj, and have your wife take Harinam and Diksha only from him. It is always best if both husband and wife are initiated by the same Guru. Also, tell him that I am asking this. Tell him that I am asking this. Does he not consider this mat his own? Is that why he does not want to give Harinam and Diksha here? And also, if he makes anyone his disciple, does that person not become my disciple also? Does he consider us separate? Go and tell him that I am requesting him to grant Harinam and Diksha to your wife. That concerned disciple again went to the third floor to the room of Guru Maharaj and told him that Srila Janārdana Goswami Maharaj had said that he told all that Srila Janārdana Goswami Maharaj had said to him. Srila Guru Maharaj said, with a mild smile on his face, Hari Hari Kabe Mui Vaishnava Chinibo. Oh Hari, when will I be able to understand a Vaishnava? He gave Harinam Diksha to that he gave Harinam Diksha to that disciple's wife and told them, now go and offer pranam to Pujapad Janārdana Goswami Maharaj and inform him that I have obeyed his order. So such a wonderful relationship was there between them. In truth, narrow-mindedness does not exist in the hearts of Shuddha Vaishnavas, nor do they have a conception of mine and not mine. In their vision, every jiva is part and parcel of Bhagavan. They fully realize that we are all in the line, we are all in the parampara of Sriman Mahaprabhu, and the display of any kind of discrimination towards another mat or towards the residents of another mat shows a lack of tattva gyan and transcendental realization. Okay, let's see if there are a few stories of Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj. Let's see if I can find another one. Nothing's coming up right now. Anyhow, let's see if I can open up what you might call it, a true master, true servant. Now, it wasn't opening up before. There. Okay, now it's opening. Okay, let's read some stories from here. I think there's something in here, and we'll end after this. Why is it not opening? 1 second. There. Okay. So, okay, so the refuting misconceptions about the Sampradaya. Oh, this is a nice one. Okay, let me just this is more about Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj's glory, um but it's also showing their relationship with. Okay, so Shri Sajan Sevak Brahmachari also lived for some time in Shri Shamananda Gaudiya Math. Shri Anantaram Brahmachari, later Pujapad Srila Bhakti Jivan Janārdana Goswami Maharaj, was also there. Around that time, some serious controversy arose in Vrindavan, as some so-called Goswamis and Babajis were saying that there are more than 4 sampradayas, that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not in the line of Madhvacharya, and that he established the Gaudiya Sampradaya himself. In order to compose a proper essay refuting these claims, the references for 2 particular verses were needed. One of these verses was Sampradaya Vihinaye Mantraste Nishphala Mata Ata Kalo Bhavishyanti Chatvara Sampradayina. Unless one has been initiated in a sampradaya by a bona fide guru, the mantra received will have no effect. And in this age of Kali, there will only be 4 bona fide sampradayas. So this is found in the Prameya Ratnavali 1.5, quoted from Padma Puran. The other verse, Janmana Jayate Shudra Samskara Hi Bhaved Vija Veda Patat Bhavit Vipra Brahma Janati Brahmana, which means by birth, everyone is a Shudra. One becomes a Dvija, twice born, upon receiving spiritual purification, samskar, from a spiritual master. By studying the Vedas, one becomes a Vipra. The real Brahman, however, is one who knows Brahma. This verse is originally from the Attareya Samhita, but is also found in the Skanda Puran. In order to find the proper references for these 2 verses and write that crucial rebuttal, the 2 brahmacharis, Shri Sajan Sevak and Shri Anantaram, went to the local king's impressive library in Mahishadal, near the town of Medinipur. They stayed there for several days, combing through many books, until they found the required references. While there, they took the opportunity to also read a great many Gaudiya Vaishnava scriptures, as well as various Upanishads and Puranas that were available in that library. Okay, so for some reason I can't find the memories on my Facebook page. Maybe I'll be able to find it for by the appearance days, but right now I'm just going to tell it from my memory, and I might get things wrong because my memory is really bad. But one time, Srila Bhakti Jivan Janārdana Goswami Maharaj, he was talking to one of Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj's disciples, and he referred to Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj. He called him Goswami Maharaj, like he called him Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj, which, for a god brother is a little strange. Like you don't, yeah, you don't, like, for example, personally, I wouldn't say, like for, Shripad, I wouldn't say Shripad Van Goswami Maharaj. His disciples would say Shripad Van Goswami Maharaj, Srila Van Goswami Maharaj, but I would just say Shripad Van Maharaj because he's my god, but I don't have that kind of relationship, like where I'd call him Goswami Maharaj like that. But and so the disciple said he was like a little surprised that Srila Bhakti Jivan Janārdana Goswami Maharaj would say Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj. He'd use the word Goswami. And so then he asked him about and then he asked him, I think he asked him about that, like, oh, you're referring to him as Goswami Maharaj. And he said, I'm not just saying that I'm saying that for a very particular reason. Srila Bhakti Jivan Janārdana Goswami Maharaj said. And then he told a story about when they were young, I'm not sure, maybe I think they're like teenagers or something. And they were in some area for preaching with our Param Gurudev, Nityalila Professor Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, and um and Srila Bhakti Jivan Janārdana Goswami Maharaj noticed that at night Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj would disappear. And he noticed this a couple of times, that he just like he wouldn't be in his room the whole night. And so then one day he asked him, he's like, why don't I see you at night? Like, where do you go? And then Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj is like, I'll show you. And so that night came, and he got a he got a he took that time is Anantaram Brahmachari. He took him to this library, and he had a key to get to this library, and so I guess he got it from the librarian or whatever. They trusted him or something. So then he would open up the library and read books the whole night, all the way till morning time. And Srila Bhakti Jivan Janārdana Goswami Maharaj said that he started reading a little bit, and then he started reading a little bit, and then he fell asleep, like at the table, massive stack of books, and he was just reading the whole night long. And then when it was time to go, then Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj woke him up and he's like, "Hey, let's go back now." And so then they went out and locked the door. So he saw that Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj didn't sleep the entire night long, and throughout the whole day performed service, like as if. And so then he said he really is a Goswami. He's really a master of his senses. He's conquered sleep. And so I'm not just saying Goswami for no reason. And yeah, so that's one story with them. Um, all right, so that's our program for today. I don't know what we're gonna read tomorrow yet. Um, yeah, we'll read something, and then in a few days will be Srila Bhakti Jivan Janārdana Goswami Maharaj's appearance day, and will be the second half of this article. Yeah. All right. Jai Shri Radhe. I'll just do a short Mahamantra and then we'll end. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharva. Yeah. I'm here with this. Okay, yeah, and I'll be there in like 10 minutes. I'm finished. Let me just move to the side because I'm speaking. Jai Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashitara Shita Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashitara Shita Shishimar Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashitara Shita Shishimar Bhakti uh, yeah, here's a good spot. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shitara Shita Shrimad Srila Bhakti Jivan Janārdana Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Tadiya Shubha Tiruva Titi Ki Jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shitara Shita Shrimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shitara Shita Shrimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shitara Shita Shrimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shila Gorkshuras Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Shila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Dasaguna Shar Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Surup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदत्त गिरिराज महाराज की जय श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय श्री यमुना देवी गंग देवी की जय श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय Shri Harinama Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. Jai Shri Bhakti Jivan Janārdana Gosvāmī Mahārāja Viraha Mahotsav ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. Right, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams everybody, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Nitai Mukeshji, Champak Mataji. And let's see on YouTube and Facebook. Okay, now it's loading. I see Premavati Didi, Dandavat Pranams, Madhu Bala Didi, Vidya Lalasa Didi, Rohini Nandan Prabhu. I'm not sure if Rupa Raghunath Prabhu is there. But Pranams, Indira Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji, and all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jaidev Prabhu, Ananda Pradayani, Krishna Rose, Vrinda Didi, and everybody else. Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for joining. And I'll see you all tomorrow to read. We'll see. We'll figure it out. I don't know. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before I end the stream for today? All right. See you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe. We also did a reading of this book, a little booklet called Rupanuga Bhajan by Srila Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Gosvāmī Mahārāja. There's a few readings of that. You can find it on my YouTube channel if you want something more to listen to about you want to hear the very rasi katha of Srila Bhakti Jīvana Janārdana Gosvāmī Mahārāja. Right. Jai Shri Radhe.